ahead and officially call the meeting to order. 6:30, is the meeting been properly posted and rolled and taken?
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 2 is the Pledge of Allegiance. I'd like to introduce Grace Johnson, who was our November student mayor for a day. We started our 4th school year with this successful program, and she's a junior at Delavan High School, and I asked her to come back to observe our council meeting and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this evening. So thank you, Grace.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you again, Grace. Appreciate you being here to observe. With that, we'll move on to item number 3, which are approval of the minutes. 3.1 are approval of the minutes of the October 17th, 2023 City Council meeting. There's no additions or corrections. I go ahead and entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
I move to approve the minutes of October 17, 2023.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 4 is communications. Do we have any other communications? I would say that obviously I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. It's right around the corner, and then also invite those that are here in the area to come out and join the Chamber of Commerce and myself with the annual traditional tree lighting ceremony. So if you're in town, please join us this coming Friday after the Thanksgiving holiday, right around 5:15. And we'll officially get started at 5:30 with caroling, and then Santa makes a visit at 6 p.m. and then turn the lights on for the official Christmas tree this year. So if you're around, please join us. We'll move on to item number 5, which are public comments. Citizens may address the chair at this point in the meeting. If they have any comments, all I would ask is to limit your comments to items that are on the agenda for no more than 3 minutes. Are there anyone who wishes to make comments at this time? Seeing and hearing none, we'll move on to item number 6, which are reports of committees, boards, and commissions. 6.1 are the Finance Committee and the financial report. I know Finance Committee met a lot in the month of October. We met October 11th, 12th, 18th, and 19th for our budget meetings, and also our regular meeting that took place on November 14th, earlier this month. A number of those items are on the agenda tonight, and our next meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, December 12th at 5 p.m. I know Alderman Solis usually gives that update, and he is out of town and let me know that he couldn't make it in advance. So that is the update, and with that, I would entertain a motion to approve the financial reports.
I move to approve the financial reports.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. And for those that are tuning in, Alderman Beazer is with us, but he is virtual this evening. So thank you for joining us, Alderman Beazer. Item number 6.2 is general operations. Alderman Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor. General Operations met on Tuesday, November 7th, 2023. The police report updated the committee regarding their work with Walworth County to assist children and families. The Spirit of Hope homeless shelter might not be operational this year due to financial and staffing issues. So the crisis worker will try to place the homeless men in Madison or another shelter for winter. The first responders, fire and police departments combined, should be commended formally for a job well done on a serious apartment fire on McDowell Street. You guys did a great job. In building and zoning, they indicated that 8 to 10 more housing applications by the end of the year. The city administrator's report said that they were close to an IGA for police services and building inspection services for Darien. The next GOC meeting will be Tuesday, December 2nd at 5:30 p.m.
Thank you, Alderman Wilson. Item 6.3, issues that came before the planning commission, Alderman Beazer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If possible, I would appreciate it if you gave the report. I don't have the paperwork in front of me right now, so I'm going off of memory.
No worries. The planning commission met on November 6th, and like the previous item under finance, a number of the items from that meeting are on the agenda this evening. And I would just say the next meeting is scheduled for Monday, December 4th at 5 p.m. here at City Hall. Moving on to item 6.4, our public works, Alderman Beazer. But I think someone else from Public Works could probably help you out if they wanted to read and give a little.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would appreciate that.
Okay. Anyone else from Public Works?
Yeah, sure. We discussed sanitary sewer laterals. We reviewed the Ellis Farm subdivision development status, reviewed subdivision code public improvement standards. And the next Public Works meeting, I'm not sure would be
In January.
January.
January 25th.
January.
Okay.
5:30. All right, thank you, Alderman Wilson. Item 6.5 is the Town of Delavan Lake Committee. Alderman Beazer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I was not able to attend the Town of Delavan Lake Committee, so I don't have anything to report on that.
Okay, thank you, Alderman Beazer. It did say that they met November 8th, and I guess the next meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, December 6th at 6 p.m. out to the town hall. With that, we'll move on to item 6.6, which is the Library Board of Trustees. Alderwoman Sun.
Thank you, Mayor. The Library Board of Trustees met on October 19th, and we had a special meeting November 8th. The board approved the FEH expansion layout, design, and cost, and authorized for them to proceed into the construction document phase. And the next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, December 21st at 5:30.
Thank you, Alderwoman Sun. Item 6.7 is Parks and Recreation Committee. Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We met on October 23rd. We talked about Veterans Park and the baseball diamond, as well as Phoenix Park and the development plan there for 2024 and 2025, along with the inclusive playground plans for next year. The next meeting is scheduled for Monday, November 27th at 5:30 p.m.
Thank you, Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia. Item 6.8 is Communications Commission, Alderman Solis. We'll give that update, and they have not met since the last council meeting, and I don't believe they have a meeting date set anytime soon. With that, we'll move on to item 6.9, which is the Delavan Downtown Project Management Team, Alderman Beazer. They met, I know, on November 13th, and the next meeting is scheduled for Monday, December 18th at 5:30 p.m. I would also say that at that meeting, they discussed two different Saturdays in December. They're going to be having some local events called Dasher Days. We're working on carriage rides, and I know there'll be a number of windows decorated and other activities going on, cookies, hot chocolate, that sort of thing, to encourage people to come down and shop local and get their Christmas shopping done, not only in Delavan, downtown Delavan, but throughout Delavan for the holiday season. So their next meeting will be, I think I did say that, December 18th, 5:30 here at City Hall. With that, we'll move on to item 6.10, which is Delbrook Golf Commission, Alderman Square.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We met October 19th. The goal of the course was $900,000. We fell $6,300 short. We wanted to do something special for Dan's retirement, but was only allowed $350. So we discussed giving him a lifetime membership. We're still working on his replacement. It seems that some of the Members felt like they should be a part of the input on the hiring. I left the meeting early due to the budget meeting. We called a special meeting on November 1st. Our city administrator had to explain the duties of the commission and the duties of the city. Things got a little heated, and thankfully cooler heads prevailed. However, we did decide to allow some members of the committee that would be allowed to be a part of the hiring and the interviews. The job has been posted.
Wonderful, thank you, thank you, Ms. Ware, for the update. Item 6.11, the Tourism Commission, Alderwoman Sub, calling you.
Sure, well, we did meet October 9th, and I was able to attend that meeting where we reviewed and approved the grant closeouts for a couple of events. And we do continue to review the marketing for Visit Delavan. They did also meet November 15th, but I was unable to attend that meeting. So our next meeting is scheduled for Monday, December 11th at 5 p.m.
Thank you, Alderwoman Sub. Item number 7 is our public hearing on the 2024 proposed budget. And with that is consideration of a resolution abating the levy of the 2023 real estate taxes for the 2024 principal and interest payments, and consideration of a resolution adopting the 2024 fiscal year budget and 2023 tax levy. I would open the public hearing at this time, and I believe we have our administrator, Brian, with us to hit the highlights.
I'm here to answer questions if you have anything, but it might be a little noisier in the background.
Okay. I don't know if anyone, I know, as I had mentioned under the update for the finance committee, the committee spent, well, at least officially on at public meetings, nearly 20 hours on this at 5 different meetings. So we've discussed it a lot, both throughout October and then also at our regular finance committee meeting. Are there any questions for Brian or staff? Anything else, Brian, that you want to highlight at this time?
The main thing that I would highlight is that it has some adjustments here and there to, if not balance every fund, at least get them closer to balancing. I think if you look at the budget overall, one of the biggest changes, of course, is the increase in the revenues, even though our taxes are down. That is due to the new state shared revenue, and that extra shared revenue has to be spent on public safety. If you look at our public safety expenditures in the resolution, that is where a large portion of our increases have gone. We've also got a lot of increases in public work, and I think that's really borne out by the new pay plan that we've got in place that will hopefully be approved to move forward with the budget. And then if you look at capital, this is one of the bigger years in capital we've had in a while. I think it's an 88% increase over last year's capital budget. And most of that is in just 3 projects or 3 areas. The library and the fire department are both spending about $2 million next year. The fire department with equipment, and library with the continued design and start of site work on the library. And then you have $3 million just on the dam on Terrace Street, and so that's pretty big year of projects for us.
Sounds good. Any other questions for Brian? Any other citizens wish to comment at this time on the proposed budget for 2024?
It should be noted, and this question did come into me, you know, even though we've had new construction and our levy limit went up, our levy is still down because we kept our mill rate flat, and the main reason for that is because of the a widening gap on our assessment ratio, which is why, once again, it's very important that we have a revaluation next year because we need to get our tax base appropriately assessed.
Thanks, Brian, for highlighting that. Any other questions? If not, I would go ahead and close the public hearing and then move on to item 7.2, which is considering a resolution adopting the 2024 budget and 2023 tax levy.
I move to approve the resolution adopting the 2024 budget and 2023 tax levy.
There's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, actually, may we have a roll call?
Alderman Square,
Yes.
Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia.
Yes.
Alderwoman Sam,
Yes.
Alderman Wilson.
Yes.
Motion.
Oh, Alderman Beezer, I'm sorry, I forgot you.
Alderman Beezer, you're muted, I think.
I saw his lips move. Don't think that counts.
Yes.
Oh, there we go, okay. We were all in suspense. Motion passes. Item 7.3 is consider the annual resolution abating the levy of the 2023 real estate taxes for the 2024 principal and interest payments funded by other sources.
I move to approve the resolution abating the levy of the 2023 real estate taxes for the 2024 principal and interest payments funded by other sources.
There's a motion, is there a second?
Second, okay.
There's a motion and a second, any further discussion? May we have a roll call?
Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia,
Yes.
Alderwoman Sam,
Yes.
Alderman Wilson,
Yes.
Alderman Beezer,
Yes.
Alderman Square.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 7, I did read that one off already. So, I do want to say before we move on to item number 8, that I really appreciate staff's work on this. I really appreciate the finance committee, both the electeds that serve on the finance committee, our citizen appointees, appreciate as part of the process and part of this budget, as we all know. I would say this is obviously kind of the city employee type of budget. We did a lot to get back to being where we should be with our city employees, both from a pay range, but from a recruiting aid, from a retention standpoint. And so we had some even additional meetings as part of that process, figuring that all out. And whereas it was done in the past by hiring outside sources to do it, it was all done in-house, saving tens of thousands of dollars. A lot of extra work on top of all the other daily demands. And so I greatly appreciate the staff that were all, I don't want to mention the names, but I'm gonna miss somebody, and I don't want to, but I greatly appreciate the extra hours that were put into it. And Alderman Wilson was the elected that served on that subcommittee, and then Kevin Armstrong and Jonathan Webster. And so there was a lot of additional work to review some of that initial work that was done. And I greatly appreciate those that served on that subcommittee that helped with the part of the process. And so we've got, obviously, what I think is a great budget again, after many, many meetings and lots of discussions. And thank you to all the staff. I think we've taken care of, as we always try to when it comes to public service, whether that's, you know, additional tools and resources, cameras in the cars, helping our officers, helping our public, actually creating a full-time position as a fire inspector. I know that's something that people have been wanting for a while, and there's justification in the past for it, but there wasn't always the dollars, so we got that done with this budget, and I think that's gonna go a long way to, protecting, our community in a very good, way. And those are the types of things that continue to, when we can do that, as Administrator Wilson said, you know, keeping the levy the same, but growing the tax base where we can offer more programs and services and positions to help with the daily needs. And those are the things that attract others to come and be a part of our community. And so I'm really proud of the work that everyone put into this. The entire council came to many, if not all of the meetings of the whole. So beyond just the electeds that served on the finance committee, thank you to each and every one of the city council members that took time out of their busy schedules to sit with us and ask questions and be a part of the deliberations. And everyone had an equal hand in coming up with a good budget for next year. So thank you for that. With that, we'll move on to item number 8, which is the planning commission. 8.1 is consider a conditional use petition to amend the group development to include in-vehicle sales or services and outdoor display land uses for automotive sales at 1830 Hobbs Drive, Unit F, tax parcel XSBP 00002E within the manufacturing light ML zoning district. Applicant Robert Hanna for Christopher Roberts LLC. Is there a motion to approve the proposed resolution?
I move to approve the proposed resolution approving number 1, the conditional use findings listed in the report, and number 2, the limited conditional use request for in-vehicle sales and service and outdoor display land uses for automotive sales at 1830 Hobbs Drive, Unit F, tax parcel XSBP 00002E in the manufacturing light zoning district to Robert Hanna for Christopher Roberts LLC, subject to the findings and conditions of approval as listed in this report.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a
Second.
motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 8.2 is consider a proposed amendment to the City of Delavan zoning ordinance to amend table 23.203, tables of land uses, and create section 23.206, parent A, parent Y, for short-term rental land uses of residentially zoned properties. Care to make a
I
motion?
move to approve the proposed ordinance amending the zoning code to enable the definition and regulation of short-term rental land uses subject to the findings as listed in the report.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 9, issues that came before the Finance Committee. 9.1 is to consider an agreement with the Clean Water Engineering LLC for commercial plumbing inspection services.
I move to approve the agreement with Clean Water Engineering at a rate of $90 per hour and a $160 per hour complex project rate.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, maybe we have a roll call.
Alderwoman South,
Yes.
Alderman Wilson,
Yes.
Alderman Beezer,
Yes.
Alderman Square,
Yes.
Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item number 9.2 is consider cost share agreement with the DOT for LED street light fixtures and LED holiday light fixture purchases.
I move to approve the proposed SMA for the LED street light fixtures and LED holiday light fixture purchases.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderman Wilson,
Yes.
Alderman Beezer,
Yes.
Alderman Square,
Yes.
Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia.
Yes.
Alderwoman Seth.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 9.3 is consider a general engineering services agreement with Baxter and Woodman for 2024, which agreement shall provide for a not to exceed $85 per hour for up to 400 hours.
I move to approve the 2024 municipal engineering services agreement with Baxter and Woodman, including a not to exceed $85 per hour cost for up to 400 hours as presented.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? May we have seen and hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderman Beezer,
Yes.
Alderman Square,
Yes.
Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia,
Yes.
Alderwoman Seth,
Yes.
Alderman Wilson.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 9.4 is consider approval of the facade grant applications.
I move to approve an amended facade improvement grant in an amount not to exceed $14,795 for Elizabeth Ademi for improvements to the facade of 319 East Walworth Avenue.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderman Square,
Yes.
Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia.
Yes.
Alderwoman Seth,
Yes.
Alderman Wilson,
Yes.
Alderman Beezer.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 9.5 is consider proposal for 2024.
There's one more.
There's one more, yeah, for facade.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay, I should have.
Okay.
I move to approve the facade improvement grant in the amount not to exceed $9,850 for Monty and Demi for improvements to the facade of 322 East Walworth Avenue.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia.
Yes.
Alderwoman Seth,
Yes.
Alderman Wilson.
Yes.
Alderman Beezer,
Yes.
Alderman Square.
Yes.
Motion passes. Now we'll move on to item 9.5, which is consider proposal for the 2024 insurance coverage through the League of Wisconsin Municipalities Insurance.
I move to approve the 2024 insurance program through the League of Wisconsin Municipalities Insurance for a total estimated cost of $356,956, including crime coverage through Hanover at a cost of $1,023 and commercial property coverage through MPIC at a cost of $54,431.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, may we have a roll call?
Alderwoman Seth,
Yes.
Alderman Wilson,
Yes.
Alderman Beezer,
Yes.
Alderman Square,
Yes.
Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 9.6 are approval of the bills.
Move to approve warrant 2023-10.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
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 Opposed, same sign, motion passes. Item number 10 are issues that came before the General Operations Committee. 10.1 is consider issuance of 2024 commercial haulers license to GFL Environmental, Lakeland Trash, Newman Heights Brothers, Waste Management, and John's Disposal per the recommendations of the Director of Public Works as an administrator of the city's solid waste management and recycling program.
I move to approve the issuance of grade 1 commercial hauler licenses for 2024 to GFL Environmental, Lakeland Trash, Newman House Brothers, Waste Management, and John's Disposal upon receipt of the required license information.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
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 Opposed, same sign, motion passes. Item number 11, other business. 11.1 is consider the mayor's appointment of Jackie Bush to the planning commission.
I'll move to approve the mayor's appointment of Jackie Bush to the planning commission.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? I just would say that, this is approval of an unexpired term of Deb Aller. And I just wanted to thank Deb Aller. She served, very well in this capacity, and I know she wants to do a little additional traveling, and she has been retired, so she certainly has deserved that, so she'll be missed, but for those that don't know Jackie Bush, she's a former longtime executive director of the Chamber of Commerce. She's served on other city boards and commissions, and I think she'll equally do a good job. So with that, there's been a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 11.2 is consider a resolution accepting the dedication of the Arbor Ridge Drive extension and consider release of the public improvements letter of credit for the Arbor Ridge subdivision development. Is there a motion?
I'll move to adopt the resolution accepting the dedication of the Arbor Ridge Drive right of way and the associated public improvements.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 11.6 is consider changes to the compensation and benefits manual and employee policy manual.
I move to approve changes to the compensation and benefits manual and changes to the employment policy manual.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 12 are public comments. Again, citizens at this portion of the meeting are able to address the chair if they so wish for not more than 2 minutes. And I don't think we have any public comments at this time. With that, then we'll move on to item number 13, which are suggested future agenda items. Do we have any future suggested items at this time? If not, as always, feel free to reach out to myself or the city administrator, city clerk, and we're happy to add it to the agenda and the future meeting. With that, then we'll move on to item number 14, which is recess to closed session. Item 14.1 is pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 19.85 parent 1, parent E. Whenever deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business, whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. Regarding offers to purchase city-owned parcels at 318 South 6th Street and 329 South 4th Street. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
I move to recess to closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 19.85 parent 1, parent E.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, may we have a roll call?
Alderman Wilson,
Yes.
Alderman Beezer,
Yes.
Alderman Square,
Yes.
Alderwoman Armstrong Garcia,
Yes.
Alderwoman Sell.
Yes.
Motion passes. We'll take a brief little recess and go into closed session then.